Welcome to Facebook Live. I'm Kathy Dixon, and this is Beat the Boar, exercises for your back and core. My computer's being really glitchy. I'm going to keep going, so I hope we're live. If you guys start having issues with the video, just let me know in the comments, because mine keeps glitching in and out, but it says I'm good. So let's start today. We're going to do the rule of threes. So while I explain it to you, let's just kind of loosen up our hips by going through some squats. So we're just moving through our squats here. Rule of three, I don't know, I kind of made it up. We're just going to do 3 different exercises 2 times through, and we're going to do 3 sets of that. So as you're doing your squats to warm up your hips, remember we're doing the booty back squat and up tall, pressing the belly button tall, just loosening up our hips before we get started because we're going to jump right into it today. Everybody keep squatting. I'm just going to check my phone to make sure this is actually running live because my computer keeps glitching. Gina, you're watching. If you can see this, can you write a comment and say that you can see the video? Because I see nothing. Oh, got it. All right, we're good. I can't hear you. How about now? Can you hear me now, Gina? Sorry, guys. Stop your squats. All right, I hate to do this, but oh, okay, good. All right, we're good. All right, so you should have just been squatting the whole time. All right, now we're gonna do a minute of each exercise. First, we're gonna start on in kneeling. Perfect, we're gonna grab our dumbbell. We're gonna start in our kneeling position as we do lots of times, making sure that front knee is straight over your toes, your hips are tall, we're holding the weight in the front rack position, we're opening the hips to the side and then rotating the shoulders back to center and then the opposite. So we're gonna do 2 exercises on the same leg, and the next time we go through this, we're gonna switch legs. So we're here for a minute. I actually have a timer in front of me today. So we're gonna actually keep track of our repetitions or our time. So just remember here, your knees at a 90-degree angle in front of you. As you rotate from side to side, your hips rotate first, and then your shoulders. I'm gonna keep going here. We've got about 30 more seconds in this position, and then we're gonna go to the half kneel hover and march. You're more than welcome to keep your weight in this front rack position for that exercise, or you can do it without. I think today I'm gonna do it without the weight. So we have 10 more seconds here. So we're rotating our hips and our shoulders, our hips and our shoulders. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna put my weight down. I'm gonna tuck my back toe underneath of me. I'm gonna lift into this hover position, and then I'm gonna stand up tall and march. Notice my hip is bent 90 degrees, my back leg is nice and tall, my shoulders are tall over my hips. Okay, and then we're gonna swing that leg back behind us and lower into the kneel. So we're gonna hover, 1, 2, and woo, march tall. And then back down to the floor. We're gonna hover, 1, 2, and march tall. If you're having a hard time balancing in the march, you can always put a chair or a stool in front of you. Hover. If you're having a hard time swinging back to the floor and lowering down, you can always stop in the middle and march and back down. Kind of show that one. We're gonna hover and march. If you're having trouble, you can stop in the middle and then step back and drop. So we've got about 10 more seconds here. Now remember, as we go through the second time through this set, we're gonna switch legs. And here's our last one, our hover and our march. Next one is gonna be jump roping. Go ahead and jump rope. If you don't like the jump rope, you can just do toes and down, toes and down. Trying to end the set of 3 in each round with something to kind of get our heart going. But remember, we still want to keep our belly tight. We're keeping our knees straight but soft. We're kind of bouncing up off the toes. So we're here for a minute. Again, if you have to stop and go into the toe raises, feel free to do that. However, we want to go the full minute because we're keeping track of time today. Maybe that should have been the tip of the day, is actually hold yourself accountable. So we've got about, 20 seconds here, maybe 15. And again, from the side, I'm straight. Okay, I'm not bent forward. I'm using that core to keep me tall. 5 more seconds. Okay, we're going to go through that round one more time. So we're going to go into half kneeling. I started on my right knee in front. So this time I'm going to have my left knee in front. I'm going to grab my dumbbell again in this front rack position. I'm going to rotate my hips first, then my shoulders, keeping that front knee straight. Okay. I tried to make the first exercise in each set kind of a breath recovery exercise. So we end with the jumping one, and now we go into one where we can kind of still be working, but catching our breath at the same time. Keep rotating. Remember, the belly button opens, the shoulder twists. The belly button closes on the leg, we twist. Keeping that front knee straight ahead of us at all times. You guys heard me talking to my buddy Gina today as we logged in. So hi Gina. Thanks for making sure I had sound. Keep turning. And we've got one more here to the left and then to the right. Okay, so put your weight down. I'm going to show you from the side first. Here's where we're going to hover. 1, 2. We're going to go into a march, nice and tall. Swing that leg back far and drop back to the knee. Back into the hover, keeping the belly tight. Drive up tall from the hip into your march. Lost my balance there. And then drive that leg back and drop to the floor. Again, if you're having trouble with your balance, you can always stop back at the floor and then step back and drop. You can always have a chair next to you to help you kind of counteract that balance. Or you can always march to a stool or the seat of a chair, which helps you keep your balance. So we're going to go here for another 10 seconds or so. Hover, march, belly is nice and tight. Notice my shoulders aren't tipping side to side, at least not on purpose. Hovering, there's a little space here between my legs as I move from the half kneel into the march. Okay, now we're going to do the jump roping again. So go right back into the jump rope. We're here for a minute. Again, if you don't like this one, you can always do the heel raises, up and down, up and down. I'll show you a modification for each of the jumping ones because I know not everybody's knees and ankles or pelvic floor allows them to jump. So keep going. We've got about 30 seconds. Seems to last forever when you actually keep track of time. It also looks like the sun is trying to come out instead of the rain today. Keep jumping. Remember, the first exercise in the next set is going to allow you to recover and catch your breath. We've got 10 more seconds here. Belly's nice and tight. Just kind of springing right off my toes, hopping up and down, keeping my body nice and straight, protecting that spine. Okay, so the next set we're going to do on the floor. Same thing, grab your dumbbells, keep them with you. I chose the single leg bridge today, so we'll do the first set with one leg and then the second set with the other leg. I'm going to take my weight today and just put it right on my hips. So it's just going to give me a little extra weight to make my booty work a little bit harder. So I got to be able to see my timer here. So we're going to lift one leg up. We're going to go ahead and drive up and down. Okay? If you don't want to do one leg, that's fine. You can always do the 2-leg bridge. All right? You're just going to be doing 2 minutes on 2 legs. Make sure your belly's nice and tight. Okay? You're squeezing that butt as you lift up in the air, making sure your butt's doing the work, not your hamstrings. If you're getting cramping under the back of your leg or your hamstring, what I want you to think of doing is opening that knee out to the side ever so slightly before you lift, and it helps recruit your glutes more instead of your hamstrings and prevents that hamstring cramp. Keep going. We've got about 15 more seconds here. I'll tell you what, this is actually a lot harder with the weight on my hips than I thought. And this time thing is killing me. We've got about last one. Okay, and then the next one, we're gonna do bicycles. So if you can't do the bicycle here, everybody go ahead and start. You can always come up with your legs up and do the bicycle up here. Remember, our ribs are down, our belly's tight, our knees are moving to the same side shoulder as we get a little bit of rotation from our elbows. Okay? If you remember, we kind of keep that softball under our neck so that we're not straining at the neck area. The lower your legs go to the floor, the harder it is on your core. However, make sure that you're pulling the belly down and not pushing the belly up. Oh, here comes Nike. Thanks, Nike. And I lost my time. Great. Keep going. We're going to go 10 more seconds here because I lost count. Okay. The next one, we're going to go over onto the plank. We're going to do a series, kind of like jumping, but jumping on the floor. So we're going to do 10 plank jacks and then 3 push-ups. We're going to do that through the whole time. So if you don't like the plank jack, which is the jumping, okay, you can do the side stepping one leg at a time, all right? So everybody go back into your plank. Go ahead and jump for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do 3 push-ups. Remember, no shame in doing that tricep push-up on your knees. Back up into your plank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then your 3 tricep push-ups. So here's where we're trying to get our heart rate up, guys. At the end of our 3 exercises, push back up. Back down. If you can't go at my pace, or if you can go much faster than me, feel free. Remember, we're just doing 5 plank jacks, or step outs, and then 3 push-ups. And we have about 5 seconds. Okay. All right, so now we're going back into our bridge. So again, here's where we're gonna get to recover and catch our breaths. If you wanna skip the weight, go ahead and skip the weight. I did it with my left foot down to begin with, so now I'm going to do my right foot down, left foot up. My ribs are down, my belly's tight, and I'm driving up and down. Okay, I'm going at my own pace here. Again, you could do the 2-legged bridge if you want. It's a lot easier because you don't have to fight that rotational challenge, but it's still a good challenge for your belly and your butt. And if you have to slow down to catch your breath or even stop to catch your breath, that's fine. I don't know if I'm out of breath because I'm out of shape or if I'm out of breath because I'm talking. Definitely getting tired doing the single leg though. We've got 30 seconds to go. Again, if you feel cramping in your hamstrings, open the knees ever so slightly and drive up. It'll help recruit the glutes. Guys have about 15 seconds here. Keep pushing, pushing through the heels, driving through the butt, keeping the belly tight. 2 more. Lift up and down, lift up and down. Good, so we're gonna go into the bicycle. So you can either start here or legs out straight. Then we're gonna go through this. I got my timer this time. If you have to go slower, that's fine as well. I always am the person that goes slower in exercise classes. I can't keep up with the speed of the instructor. And again, if you have to kind of change and just do your dead bugs because you're tired, I would be okay with that as well. Or legs up in the air to make it a little easier if you have trouble with your back. We've got about 15 seconds to go. I'm hoping that you actually feel a little bit of burn in your belly now that we're going faster through all the exercises. 3 more seconds. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go back into the plank position. So I showed you the step out. If you're not happy in a plank, you can do tabletop and do your step outs from here. Otherwise, we're going into our plank and we're either stepping out. Go ahead and start, guys, for the timer for a minute. Doing 5 and then 5 tricep push-ups. Remember, if you can't go all the way down, that's okay too. Halfway is just fine as long as you keep your back straight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down into your tricep push-ups. And then back up. And then back into your tricep push-up for 3. Got about 10 more seconds here. Back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wherever you are, finish with 3 push-ups. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Short second to catch your breath. We're going to go back into standing now and just do some of our squattings. So we're going to do the squat, heel raise bicep curl. Then we're going to do the deadlift rows. And then if you want, we're going to do squat jumps or kind of like a jump, squat, step out, or just squats. All right, so the first one, we're going to go into our squat. So remember, it's a booty back squat. As you stand up, we're going to do a bicep curl, and we're going to rise up on the toes. As you lower back to the floor, the arms lower with you, and then drive back again. Stand up and curl your arms. Belly tight, rise up on your toes. Straighten as you go back to your heels, and then back down into your squat. Okay, so we're just trying to incorporate the arms a little bit here because it adds a little bit of extra challenge to your core. As I go into the side position, you're going to see I'm trying not to swing my body front to back as I move in and out of these positions. So I'm coming up tall, down, back, up tall, bracing my belly so I don't swing back. Bracing my belly up tall, and bracing my belly as I come down so I don't hunch forward. So again, it's back, up and curl, toes and lift, down, arms straight. So we're down, curl, toes, arms straight. And I got busy talking, stop looking at the time. So we're gonna finish in about 10 seconds here. So squat, up, heel raise, down, squat, up, heel raise, and down. Okay? Now we're going to go into the deadlift rows. So we did this one the other day. Your hands are in front of you like you're holding buckets. You're going to do your hip hinge and let your hands slide down to your knees. You're going to brush your biceps along the side of your body into a row. Push back to the floor and stand up tall. So we're down, press, push, and tall. Make sure your biceps are rubbing right alongside of your trunk. Okay? It helps to make those shoulder blades pinch together instead of riding up to your neck. Up tall. And pull. Got about 20 more seconds here. My Facebook is so messed up right now. It keeps showing me like 2 seconds of what I'm actually doing. And then it shows me what happened about like 10 seconds ago. It's enough to make a sane person crazy. Booty back, rub, push, and lift again. Good. So the one to get our heart rate up here is a squat jump. So you're lowering into your squat. You're lifting up tall, taking off your heels, jumping back to the floor, land towards your heels, and lower back into your squat. So again, from the front, I'm in a squat, jump, and I'm down. I'm starting the time now. If you don't want to do the jump squat, you stay with this squat and heel raise. I know it's a little repetitive, but you could even do a little baby jump. Just a baby jump. It doesn't have to be a jump to the ceiling We're just trying to get the muscles working. Slow with a weight, and then fast and explosive with a jump. Ooh, this is tiring. We've got 25 more seconds. Make sure as you lift and land, your knees are staying straight over your toes. You're not bobbling in or out. 10 seconds here. Liam says I'm shaking the whole house. And there we go. Okay? So now we're going to recover either with our dumbbells or without. We're going to go into our squat, bicep curl, heel raise, down. Squat, curl, lift, down. Just remember, you're keeping your weight in your heels as you lower, belly tight as you lift. Thinking of your shoulder blades sitting flat on the back of your rib cage. Usually on Tuesdays, I feel like I go a little slower than I do on Thursdays, so I changed it up today. So maybe Thursday will be easier. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? I haven't covered regular push-ups. I haven't covered the burpee. What else? Is there any other like fan favorite exercise moves for your back and your core, or just in general that you do, and you want to make sure that you're activating your core? Because I'm running out of ideas. All right, we're going to do the deadlift row. So again, from the front, drive my hips back, shoulder blades are pinched and I'm rowing, push to the floor, lift my belly tall. Drive my hips back, row, push, and lift. If you don't like my pace, go at your own. All right, try not to stop. We got our heart rate really going today. I think it's about time. Sometimes I tend to talk more than exercise. So today I tried to change that by holding myself accountable with a timer, which I think is working. Up tall. I am going to stay on at the end and go through 2 stretches. 1 to catch our breath, and 2 to just stretch the butt and just get a little extra rotation in that spine before you leave me today. Good, last one. Okay, so now we're doing the jump squats. So we're going down, jumping up. All right, timer said 25 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're going to go the whole minute here. If you have to slow down, slow down. If you don't want to incorporate your arms, don't. Just make sure when you sit, you're sitting in your heels, and when you jump, you're shifting and taking off to your toes, heels, toes back to my heels. Okay, here's where that hip hinge really is important. Oh boy, we got 30 seconds. I'm gonna cheat. If you're not ready here, you're squatting, lifting up on your toes, squatting, lifting up on your toes. We have 20 seconds to go, according to the timer. And now you got 10. Keep pushing through. Those legs are going to be tired, but don't stop. 5 seconds. And stop. I always feel like in exercise classes, they're really not looking at the timer. All right, so for a cool down, let's stretch out our arms first. So we catch our breath. You're going to take your arm, move it across your body. Make sure you drop your shoulder down away from your ear so you get a stretch through the underside of your arm. Kind of where we worked our arms for our push-ups today. And then we're going to bring the arm overhead, bend behind and push the elbow back a little bit. Okay, try to get a tricep. If your shoulder doesn't go here, you can do here. Kind of pushing down into your hand, bringing elbow down into your hand, hand to your shoulder. If not, you'll get more of a stretch coming up here. Catching my breath. All right, and then we'll switch arms. So pull that arm straight across, almost taking your elbow, pulling it across your body. Shoulder blades down so your neck isn't scrunched up. If you guys liked the pace of this one, write a comment and let me know. If you like the pace where we go a little slower and explain the form a little more, let me know that as well. Okay, bring the arm up over top. Again, hand behind your head, pulling that elbow back, reaching your hand on your back. If you can't get here, You're here, still trying to stretch that tricep area. Hold a couple more seconds. And then we're just gonna hop on the floor and do the twisting stretch, just because it's a great way to stretch and catch your breath and breathe. So we're gonna lie on your side, pull your top knee up to your chest, bottom hand on your knee. Bottom leg is either straight with your body, hand here, or you're grabbing your foot and you're inhaling, exhale, and rotate that top shoulder back, keeping that front knee down on the floor. Okay, so you're either in the foothold or you're in the straight leg, hand on the rib. And I just got that crack I was looking for. I'm gonna hold here another like 10 seconds. Okay, and then as with any deep stretch, we're gonna unrotate first, roll over to the other side, and top knee up, hold it down with your hand, bottom leg either in your hand or your leg straight. Inhale, exhale, rotate that shoulder back, and just breathe in and out of the stretch. So sorry about my glitchy start, but hopefully it never happens again, and hopefully your screen looked a lot better than mine, bouncing back and forth with exercises. So if you didn't comment now, comment later, but I'd really love some feedback, because it's been, what, like 4 weeks now, and I'm not a trained exercise instructor. I'm a physical therapist. So give me some feedback so I can keep this interesting and fight the bore. I'll be back on again at Thursday at 11. And join us again tomorrow morning for our next Facebook Live. Thanks everyone for joining. Bye, G.